Outer Wilds is an incredible experience with a captivating story and intricately woven puzzles. I will say that before I begin this exploration, do not look anything up about this game. The less you know about it, the more pure the experience will be. This game is something that can only be experienced once, and every piece that is spoiled is one less part of the experience that you would otherwise have untouched. So if a spacefaring mystery puzzle game sounds intriguing to you, buy it, give it a try, and refund it if it begins to get boring. But keep a strong will and push forward, and I promise that you will be rewarded. And this goes for this video as well. I will begin with a section with zero gameplay spoilers, but basic elements of the story will be spoiled, and while these may not have a massive impact on the story, they will affect how you go about playing the game and understanding the world around you. I highly recommend going and playing this game yourself, even those of you who don't usually play video games. So this will be my final warning that I will be spoiling parts of this game. For those of you who have either completed your own expedition or don't have an interest in experiencing this yourself, let me take you along on this journey at the end of the universe. The atmosphere and tone of Outer Wilds are unparalleled in the medium of gaming. Not because of its ultra-high definition graphics or unique time loop mechanic, but because of its level of immersion. It achieves this with a wide variety of design elements, like its alien but charming cast of characters, navigational riskiness, and environmental storytelling. But I want to focus on where this game becomes an experience: the sound. There is an important, balanced, and intricately designed soundscape that occupies the world you navigate. There are times when sound, and in particular music, is brought to the forefront and meant to be acknowledged by the player. You wake up from a campout under the stars, begin to move around, and when you're exploring your hometown and talking to the somehow familiar faces around you, you're also greeted by the acoustic guitars envelop you in a warmth of melodies, and when the electric guitar comes in, you understand that your colony is a natural, homey, and interconnected group of individuals placed within a cosmos just begging to be explored. The Hearthians, your four-eyed home species with a rather explosive space program, have a group of interplanetary travelers stationed on different planets throughout your home solar system. They use various instruments and a device called a signal scope to listen to each other and check in to make sure they are safe. These instruments include a banjo, flute, harmonica, drums, and a whistler, all of which are natural and, dare I say, hearthy sounds. They all add to this feeling of comfort and familiarity. But much of the time, music lies dormant. All that remains are the long-forgotten piano melodies of the ancient civilization beneath your feet. This use of the sublime allows for music to be present in your experience without your acknowledgement of it. It acts as a soundtrack to your experience rather than the game itself. It makes the times when there's an absolute removal of music all the lonelier. And this goes for sound in general, not even just music. You're exploring the islands of Stormy Giant's Deep when suddenly which is followed by your subsequent demise. This lapse in sound is transformed from a feeling of loneliness to a feeling of tranquility as you escape the constant gusts of wind from the raging tornadoes on the planet below. The game conditions your mind to consciously and subconsciously acknowledge the sound of the game and how the variation in the music and sound plays into the feelings and tone created in any given moment. This musical context is the background on which the main themes of the game are presented, and helps guide the player towards reaching the end with deep connection to the characters and environments they explored throughout their experience. I'll now be delving further into spoiler territory, this time for the main themes of the game that mostly revolve around the ending. So this is a final warning that if you want to truly experience this game, you should stop watching now. This will make a major impact on your experience and will most definitely make the story and ending much less impactful. This is your final warning. Our lives are brief in the context of the universe. It is the truth that we must endure as beings on Earth. We don't last forever, and neither do those around us. Even the oldest and most legendary of creatures come to pass. Time is an inevitability. Outer Wilds makes this apparent. It may not seem like it at first, considering you're in a time loop, but you realize that mistakes mean nothing, and that as long as you die, you get to try again. You're determined to find a way out of the loop and save those you love from the inevitable burning fate that awaits them every 22 minutes. But this determination quickly morphs into powerlessness, as you read that the ancient civilization did not explode the sun like you were led to believe. No, the sun is going supernova because of the heat death of the universe. And then it dawns on you. Even if you successfully stop the time loop, everyone you know and care about will die. Although the loop is your eternal ordeal, it is also what is keeping those you love alive. But at some time, you have to let go. And you do. To beat the game, you must not only stop the time loop, but create a new universe, leaving your doomed friends all in the past. But they're not lost. They live through your memories, which are used to create the foundation for the new universe, one with new life and interspecies connections. I learned a lot by the end of everything. The past is past now, but that's okay. It's never really gone completely. The future is always built on the past, even if we won't get to see it. Still, it's time for something new now. Outer Wilds changes the way mortality is considered. It forces the player to build connections that are destined to be severed, but not without guiding the player toward accepting the fate that they must endure. Outer Wilds finds solace in the face of inevitable demise. It's the kind of thing that makes you glad you stopped and smelled the pine trees along the way, you know?